Hey everyone, we're here with some more Star Wars Unlimited action from a tournament here in Central Illinois. We've got a weekly constructed tournament over at Red Raccoon Games. This was 3 rounds. And in the first round, we've got Kit Fisto from Legends of the Force, a new leader with that blue Force base, going up against Han Solo from Jump to Lightspeed, also known as Odd Han, with the Thermal Oscillator base. Let's check it out. On the left, we have Justin playing Kit Fisto, a new leader from the Legends of the Force set, with the blue Force base, and myself on the right playing that Odd Han Solo leader from Jump to Lightspeed with Thermal Oscillator. We saw a Odd Han Tarkentown deck do very well at Galactics, getting 7th place, and that definitely inspired me to bring back one of my old favorites and see how well I can do with that. So Kit Fisto, it's a new leader. Its ability, if you have attacked with a Jedi unit in the phase, you may pay 1 and deal 2 damage to a unit. And when Kit deploys, it is a 1/6 with Saboteur, comes out at 5 resources, but gets +1 power for every Jedi unit you have out. So what's important to note is that Kit Fisto's ability does not require the Force to turn on. So you might be asking, why is Justin running a Force base? Well, there are some great cards like Ki-Adi-Mundi and Mace Windu from the Legends of the Force set that require the Force, and those can very well come in handy for Justin here. So Justin has the initiative. He goes and taps 2 for Adi Gallia, a 2/4. And if opponent plays an event, you may deal 1 damage to their base. And we see a Crackshot, V-Wing, and a Cartel Turncoat come down for myself. So a good, fast space start. So what Justin can do here is attack with Adi Gallia and then pay 1 to take out that Crackshot V-Wing. Instead, he opts to put a constructed lightsaber, and oh no, here comes the Sanctioner shuttle. When it has coordinate active, it may capture a unit that costs 3 or less. So capturing that Adi Gallia and defeating the constructed lightsaber. And the Cartel Turncoat and Crackshot V-Wing coming in for 2 apiece. The Han Solo action ability was used. We saw a Mining Guild TIE Fighter on top. It's going into 4 resources, 4 damage on Justin's base. And he plays the Itinerant Warrior. It comes in shielded, and you may use the Force and heal 3 damage from the base, but Justin has not generated the Force yet, so he does not get that healing ability. The Han Solo leader ability used. A Waylay shown, so the Crackshot can come in for 3. Justin claims, and the other 2 units come in for 2 apiece, bringing Justin's base up to 11, and that Mining Guild TIE Fighter coming out with the Millennium Falcon from Spark of Rebellion coming out for 3. It enters plays ready, but you do need to pay 1 resource to keep it out in the field, otherwise known as paying for its gas. So myself having 5 space units out there against Justin's lonely itinerant warrior on the ground. I do pay 1 to keep the Falcon flying, and the itinerant warrior comes into base for 4 damage on the thermal oscillator. So 2 is tapped for the Han Solo pilot on the Mining Guild TIE Fighter. Gives it 2 power and it can attack right away. So 2 into base. Also, I paid 2 for the Mining Guild TIE Fighter's ability to draw a card. Also, that was 3 into base, not 2. So 17 damage on Justin's base. Justin taps 4, uses the Force with Ki-Adi-Mundi to draw 2 cards. Now the Han Solo flips onto the Crackshot V-Wing, sometimes putting on a low health unit helps just increase the survivability of the board. And so Han Solo's leader flip, you can ready a resource for every odd costed unit or upgrade you control. And here we see Force Throw, throwing Mace Windu at the Crackshot V-Wing, dealing 6 damage and defeating it, but those 5 resources will come in handy as all 5 are tapped for Plo Koon. Ambushing into Kit Fisto is a 3/6, but when Coordinate is active, it gets Raid 3. And the rest of the space units get in there, bringing Justin's base up to 24 damage. So a lot of threats out here. We're going to pay 1 to keep the Millennium Falcon flying. Ki-Adi-Mundi takes out Plo Koon. We're going to see the Han Solo ability and Plo Koon revealed, and the Millennium Falcon and Plo Koon have different odd costs, and so it gets an extra power. It hits in for 4, dealing lethal damage. So game 2, I think Justin now knows to look out for those Sanctioner shuttles. We might see there's a new space unit that has the Jedi trait that is a 1/4, and on attack can deal 1 damage to another space unit. And that might be really good to just keep space controlled. And here is my draw, all the Han Solos and Millennium Falcons, little Cassian Andor there. So no turn 1 plays, so I'm going to have to mulligan. With the amount of healing that exists in these blue hero force-based decks, it's important to deal a lot of damage against them. Now, Kit Fisto's interesting because with his leader ability, when he flips, and Saboteur, you may interpret that as more of an aggressive build, but its ability to deal 2 damage for the cost of a resource if you've attacked with a Jedi, that's kind of like an on-demand daring raid that can be used to control the board a little bit. So playing a little slower build can have its benefits here. So Justin pays 2 for that new Jedi starship. I don't recall its exact name. And here we see a Mining Guild TIE Fighter come down. And that's all I can play here. Didn't get the great start I wanted. And we're going to see the Jedi starship attack in and defeat it in combination with its on-attack ability. So 3 resources open. Looks like there is a Boshek in hand and a Sanctioner shuttle, but you don't want to play the shuttle right away. There is a Millennium Falcon that comes in ready, but sometimes being down, or I'm sorry, that was the Millennium Falcon that can have a lot of pilots there, and that comes out. And Justin using Kit Fisto's ability to deal 2 damage, which means that Jedi Starship can kill it on attack. And Adi Gallia comes back down on the ground. So Justin, so far off to a good start, being able to control the space arena a little bit. So we're going to attack in and defeat that unit with the Millennium Falcon just to keep it alive, because we know Han Solo on his flip turn benefits from having more odd costed units. So just keeping them on the board is very important to have that massive flip turn. Adi Gallia did attack here, so that means Justin can pay 1 and defeat the Falcon. Again, if we stress the importance of keeping those units on the board, there is an upgrade or a pilot that can be played that can give it some additional health and just keep it on the board. So we're going to do 2 for Boshek, and with Boshek's ability, you discard the top 2 cards from your hand, and any odd cards discarded this way, you can draw. So Han Solo pilot and C-3PO discarded. So drawing the Han Solo. off of that. And we see Shatterpoint. You can use the force to defeat a unit, or you can just straight out defeat a unit that costs 3 or less. So we see for one more resource, a unit come down. That is the Republic Y-Wing, a 1 cost 1/3. So both players on their flip turns. 2 damage on the thermal oscillator, no damage on the blue force base. And Justin plays force throw, and the Crackshot V-Wing is discarded. And that is one benefit of these Han Solo decks, is that there's a lot of 1-drops. So, and you're drawing a lot of cards off of C-3PO or Boshek, and so force throw, you have some insulation there. So we see the Han Solo leader ability used, Plo Koon shown, so the Y-Wing goes in for 2. Ki-Adi-Mundi played for Justin. He uses the force to draw 2 cards. That Y-Wing is likely going to be defeated by the Kit Fisto ping. We have the Big Falcon, or not the Big Falcon, the Cozy Falcon, because it can fit so many pilots on there, come down for 3. Justin realized he forgot to tap 1 for the force throw. Kit Fisto comes down, and we see the Han Solo leader and the Han Solo pilot come onto the Falcon just to create a big threat in space. That has 10 power. So if Justin does not have an answer for it, it can get out of control very quickly. I claim the initiative here. I believe I did have a 1-drop, but going up to 6 resources, you might be worried about something like a Rival's Fall, and getting 10 damage in felt a lot more important than just playing a 1-drop. So we're going to see 10 damage into base. Justin at 12. Myself 7 on the thermal oscillator. Thermal oscillator having 27 starting health. These force base 28. Ki-Adi-Mundi goes in for 4. Generates the force. We see 5 tapped for Plo Koon coming in, taking out Kit Fisto, taking 3 damage back. As Kit was a 3/6 with those Jedis on there. We see Force Throw, and the last card in hand was a 3-costed card. So Justin can deal 3 damage to a unit, takes out that Plo Koon. I claim here, again, not attacking with the Y-Wing, just knowing that Justin could claim at any time, and I just wanted to get that 10 damage in. So Adi Gallia coming in for 2 damage into base, 13 damage on thermal oscillator, 12 on the blue forest base. I have the initiative here, so we are likely going to see the Millennium Falcon come in for another 10. Now Yoda was played for Justin, meaning that he's going to start healing for 2 with that Restore 2 ability. So Millennium Falcon comes in for 10, bringing Justin up to 22. The Anakin's Interceptor takes out the Republic Y-Wing. We see Cassian Andor being smuggled out of the ground, or out of the resource row, played on the ground. Yoda is going to attack base for 2, healing 2. Cassian dealing 3 to base. Both players at 7 resources. Again, Justin looking for something like a Rival's Fall or a Confiscate to try to take out some of the power from the Millennium Falcon. We see Itinerant Warrior and Justin using the Force to heal 3 from base, bring him down to 20. I claim here. He attacks the rest with the rest of the units, bringing me up to 21. Now plays Yaddle, which is a great card for these racing situations. However, he would have loved to have that at the beginning of the turn to use the on-attack ability to give all those other Jedis restore. Now the Kit Fisto ability being used to deal 2 to the Millennium Falcon. Now the Falcon comes in for 10, taking Justin out. And there we have it. So despite a slow start, you see the power of the Millennium Falcon with 2 pilots on there, specifically 2 Han Solo pilots on there, dealing a lot of damage if left unchecked. So thank you for watching, and hope you watch the next one. Have a good one.